guys, what's going on? So what's going on, you guys? Riley here. Today we are going to be changing out the clutch fluid back there on the Corvette, and after we finish that, we're going to be talking about money. Now, what exactly do I mean by money? Well, we are going to talk about just how much money I have spent on the Corvette build to date. So how much did it cost me to get the Corvette to right about Hellcat speed? It's actually not too bad. Now, unfortunately for me, I live in Texas and it is currently 106 degrees, so don't really want to be outside too much today just because it is extremely hot. But just a quick overview on the car. So this is my 2012 C6 Grand Sport Corvette. Currently, it has about 32,000 miles on it. The car, as it sits, makes 480 wheel horsepower, so that's about 550 horsepower to the motor. And for the best comparison, it is right about at the exact same speed as a bone stock Hellcat. So that's just kind of a general ballpark of how fast this thing is. Now, before we hop in this bad boy, go take her for a spin and then talk about just how much money I have spent on it, which everybody loves talking about money, I would like to give a huge shout out to Dollar Shave Club, today's sponsor. Now, we all have our everyday grooming routines, showering, shaving, brushing your teeth, but I guarantee you this will make it a whole lot easier. Now, I'll bet you didn't know that Dollar Shave Club, yes, Dollar Shave Club, has all of your grooming products. Everything from toothpaste to body wash, hairstyling products, everything that you need to look, feel, and smell your best, not just razors. All right, so check it out. So Dollar Shave Club is a company that I myself have been using for about the past 6 months or so. So it started off as using their stuff for just shaving, and then it turned into buying stuff for the shower, for personal hygiene. They have a whole bunch of things on their website that's a lot more than just shaving products. Now, as a great introduction to the Dollar Shave Club family, Dollar Shave Club is basically giving away their daily essentials starter set to new members for only $5. So this starter set right here features 3 of their most popular trial size versions that help you stay fresh and clean, along with their premium executive razor. So in your first box you will receive, we got some shave butter here. So this stuff is a lot better than shaving cream. Definitely recommend this. We also have some amber lavender body cleanser. Smells real nice. Coming on down, we got 3 One Wipe Charlie's butt wipes. And then last but not least, we have their premium weighted handle paired up to their razor cartridges. So you get 4 of these bad boys. These will have you feeling real smooth. So as I said, you get all of this for just $5, and after that, replacement cartridges are just a few bucks a month. Now, this $5 offer is available at dollarshaveclub.com/RP. That's dollarshaveclub.com/RP. So first, you open up your hood. We are actually using brake fluid for this, so I guess they use the same thing. I'm using this stuff right here, Motul 660. Make sure you cover all of your painted surfaces because this will really mess up your paint. So keep that away. We're putting a towel down here and just going to be very, very careful. So now you'll need a method of getting all of this liquid out of there. And so the best thing I could come up with in my head was getting a turkey baster, and well, that's gonna have to work. So let's see, hopefully we don't mess anything up here. All right, so now we are going to do basically the reverse here, and hopefully not spill it everywhere. All right, so that is filled to the fill line, so I'm gonna hop in there, pump the clutch about, I don't know, 20 times, let it kind of recirculate, and then do that again. All right, so that is the old fluid. As you can tell, dark brown in color, looks pretty gross. Then here's the new stuff. Pretty big difference, huh? So yeah, for those of you with manuals, might be a good idea to just go check your fluid, see what it looks like. It might be time to change it out, and that's kind of your basic way how to do that. So I filmed this video once before and wasn't really happy with the way it came out. That was the same day I changed the clutch fluid. So I'll give you an update on that in a minute. But first off, let's go ahead and fire up the flame-spitting bald eagle American machine and talk about money. I said, probably the main reason you clicked on this video is to hear, you know, just how much money I have dumped into this car, and also what it's like driving a camped car after having it for about a week. And I've actually driven it close to 500 miles in the past week since I've got it cammed. So first up, we'll just go ahead and talk about the money stuff first. So in terms of performance, I have dumped, give or take, right about $5,000 in performance modifications into this car. Now that price is for parts and also for labor and for tuning and just, you know, everything, $5,000. And with that $5,000, I have picked up 104 wheel horsepower. So I started off at 376 wheel, and now I'm at 480, as I said earlier. So now the first thing that I did to this car was I did, you know, your basic bolt-ons. So I installed Texas Speed long tube headers, a Catless X pipe, and a Haltech cold air intake. Now just for the parts alone, that was about, give or take, $1,000, and then with install, you're looking at, I believe it was about another $1,000. That was for install and for tuning the car and just everything. These are general prices. So I was all in for, I think, a little bit over $2,000, and that was to pick up 53 wheel horsepower with just bolt-ons. And honestly, after doing the bolt-ons, the car drove fantastic. I actually think technically it drove better with the bolt-ons than it did with the cam, although the cam is just kind of fun. But I would highly recommend just doing your basic bolt-on setup to you know, a Corvette or really any car. Long tube headers alone make a huge difference for most cars. But yeah, just long tube headers, a tune, and an intake picks up 53 wheel horsepower on an LS3 Corvette. That's pretty darn good. Now the next stage of mods that I did was I just went straight for the cam. So for the entire kit, everything you need, that's the cam, the dual valve springs, the push rods, all the gaskets, everything, plus the CHE trunnion kit, all of that together was about $1,000 for parts, and then with the install and labor and the retune fee, all of that, you were looking at another about $2,000 for all of that. So all in for the cam install, parts, labor, it's about $3,000, give or take, for parts, labor, everything to install a cam. So you do your basic math, 2 plus 3 is 5. I've spent about $5,000 on this car to pick up 104 wheel horsepower, as I said, and have a cammed bolt-on Corvette. So now going forward, there's a few different things that I could do, but they're all pretty expensive. So a lot of people would have done, you know, heads and cam, but if I wanted to do ported heads or whatever for this car, you're probably looking at another, give or take, $1,500. It might pick up 20 horsepower. I just didn't feel like it was really worth it. At least not for me, somebody who just will go out and occasionally race at the track every once in a while and just mainly just has the car just for fun. Don't really care about the serious racing side of things. Also, I could have went with E85 on this car. However, it's kind of a pain to swap into. You need a whole new fuel system, injectors, and there's just a lot more that goes into switching to E85 as opposed to just like a flex fuel sensor or something. So once again, it would have been, you know, way over $1,000 to switch to E85 on this car. Might pick up 20 horsepower. Once again, wasn't really worth it to me. Now the next big thing that I could have done was adding a supercharger. So supercharger kits, you know what, they're probably $5,000 to $7,000, somewhere in there. Once again, need a whole new fuel system and all the supporting mods. At that power level, you'll also need a clutch, and everything just adds up really quickly when you're modifying a car. So let's say if you wanted to do it the correct way of a supercharger, fuel system, clutch, everything you would need, that's probably another $10,000 I'm looking at. And sure, I would have a really fast Corvette, but is it worth dumping $10,000 more into this car? Not really to me. I can honestly say that I am extremely happy with the way this car drives with the cam and bolt-on setup. Yes, the drivability has gone down a little bit since it was bolt-ons, but once you kind of figure out, as you've probably noticed in this video, I haven't, you know, been lugging all over the place, and parking lots can kind of get annoying at very slow speeds, but it's really not that hard to drive, and the best thing about it is that it sounds absolutely amazing. Now in terms of cosmetic modifications, I once again have spent more money than I thought I was initially going to, but a lot of that has to do with just spending money on wheels and tires. So the wheels were like $1,300 or something like that for the C7 Z06 replicas. Tires were probably $1,100. My drag setup for this car, the wheels alone are $1,200 plus about $450 for tires. Just right there alone in wheels and tires, that's, you know, well over $3,000. Actually, if my quick maths is correct, that should be about closer to $4,000, which is a lot of money. Granted, when I do end up selling this car, I can sell the welds for basically what I paid for them, so I'm not too worried about that. But really, the only other cosmetic mods I've done to this car were different taillights, which really weren't that expensive. I swapped the headlights, which wasn't necessary. I just liked the way the black ones looked. That was 500 bucks. I put a spoiler on it, which was like, I think $380. It's kind of expensive. And there's gloss black Grand Sport badges on the side, which are about 200 bucks. So you add up all of that stuff together, it's about $5,000. But keep in mind, I'll be able to sell the welds for probably 1,400 bucks when I sell the car, so take that off the price. This car actually came with 2 different roofs. I sold one of them for, I think, like 500 bucks, so take that off the price. And then I was also able to sell the factory wheels and tires for about 800 bucks, so you can take that off the price as well. So all in, cosmetic mods actually have not cost me that much, since I've been able to kind of sell stuff to pay for different mods here and there. But overall, the Vette has been absolutely fantastic. I have put, let's see, I'm at 32,600 miles right now, and I believe I bought this with just over 25,000. So we'll just say a little bit over 7,000 miles in 4 months of ownership. I'm definitely driving the crap out of this thing. It's my daily driver, which is probably not the best daily driver. I'm kind of looking into getting maybe a truck or something daily, but for now, I'm really enjoying it. No problems, no maintenance issues. The only thing I've had to do for maintenance was an oil change. Well, I guess 2 oil changes, and changed out the clutch fluid. And then when you really think about, yes, this is a Grand Sport, so it's kind of more on the expensive side as far as C6s go, but you could buy like a 2008 base model C6 LS3 with the TR6060, the good transmission that you would want to get, for like maybe $22,000. You put $5,000 in performance mods, you're under 30 grand into your car for everything, and you have a car that's just as fast as a Hellcat. That is a great bang for your buck, just saying. Now that's not to downplay the Hellcat at all. I absolutely loved my Hellcat, and the Hellcat was by far a better daily driver, and you know, it's a Hellcat. But I'm just saying, this thing's a lot more fun because, you know, it's a manual, it's lightweight, it's small, it just feels more like a race car. You have the removable top, you can take off on nice days and go cruise around, and I really have enjoyed this car, and I can say without a doubt that this has been the most fun car that I have owned, and I've owned a lot of really fun cars, but this one takes the cake. Who would have thought a 2012 downgrade Corvette ends up being the most fun, most enjoyable, and yeah, I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. So once again, I just wanted to thank Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this video, and I will leave you guys with a little bit of an acceleration clip to end the video. That's just a quick little first to second blast. It's quick. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys in a few days, hopefully with my father in this thing, probably screaming at me because